Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a recent tweet from Donald Trump that has sparked major discussions online. Before we get started, disclaimer, this video is for informational and educational purposes. It does not reflect personal endorsements or political bias. Now, let's break down his tweet from November 30th, 2024, line by line. The tweet in context. Trump's post states, "The idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs and should expect to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful US economy. They can go find another sucker. There is no chance that the BRICS will replace the US dollar in international trade, and any country that tries should wave goodbye to America." Breaking it down. The idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. Here, Trump directly references the BRICS bloc: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, nations that have increasingly voiced support for alternatives to the US dollar in global trade. This sentiment aligns with recent developments like BRICS discussions on a shared currency or adopting local currencies for trade. Why this matters. The US dollar dominates global trade as the world's reserve currency. Losing this position could reduce US influence globally and increase financial instability domestically. For Trump, this shift signals a strategic threat, necessitating strong action. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar. This line conveys Trump's demand for reassurance from BRICS nations, not to challenge the dollar. Over the years, countries like Russia and China have advocated for de-dollarization to reduce reliance on the US amid sanctions and trade tensions. Potential causes for de-dollarization: sanctions. Many nations under US sanctions are exploring alternatives to avoid being economically strangled. Geopolitical distrust. Countries like Russia and China view the dollar's dominance as a US tool to exert influence over global finance. Desire for economic independence. Developing nations may see moving away from the dollar as empowering. Or they will face 100% tariffs and should expect to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful US economy. Trump threatens hefty tariffs, showcasing his signature America First policy. He essentially warns BRICS nations of economic retaliation if they continue pursuing alternatives to the dollar. Implications. For BRICS nations, a 100% tariff could devastate their exports to the US, particularly for manufacturing-heavy economies like China. For the US, retaliation could backfire, as consumers would face higher prices for imports. Trade wars often hurt both parties involved. Global economy. Such moves could escalate into larger economic conflicts, shaking investor confidence and potentially leading to recessions. They can go find another sucker. This phrase highlights Trump's populist rhetoric, framing America as being taken advantage of. This line likely aims to rally his base, portraying him as a tough negotiator protecting national interests. There is no chance that the BRICS will replace the US dollar in international trade. Trump downplays the likelihood of a new BRICS currency succeeding. Historically, alternatives to the dollar, such as the euro or special drawing rights, SDRs, have struggled to dethrone it due to 1. Global trust in the dollar's stability. 2. Liquidity and network effects. The dollar is entrenched in global trade systems. 3. U.S. economic and military dominance. However, recent shifts suggest cracks in this dominance. For example, Saudi Arabia is open to trading oil in non-dollar currencies. BRICS countries are increasing bilateral trade in their local currencies, and any country that tries should wave goodbye to America. Trump concludes with a stark warning to other nations, suggesting that U.S. economic partnerships are contingent on loyalty to the dollar. What does this mean for the world? For BRICS, Trump's statement could push BRICS nations closer together. A shared currency, while ambitious, would take years to develop and gain global acceptance. However, if BRICS strengthens cooperation, it could diminish U.S. leverage in regions like Africa and Asia. For the U.S., enforcing such policies could alienate allies and accelerate efforts to reduce reliance on the dollar. Diplomacy, rather than tariffs, might yield better results. For global trade, if de-dollarization gains momentum, we could see increased volatility in currency markets. New trade blocs might emerge, reshaping the global economic landscape. Final thoughts. Trump's tweet is a bold stance that highlights tensions in global trade and geopolitics. While the dollar's dominance won't disappear overnight, the conversations BRICS nations are having are part of a broader shift in the global economic order. Whether Trump's proposed tariffs and tough rhetoric can maintain the dollar's supremacy remains to be seen. Let me know what you think in the comments. Does Trump's approach protect U.S. interests, or is it too aggressive? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more analysis on the latest political developments. See you next time.